Hi guys, Tiffany here. I'm back for the second Sew Sunday. It's still the 22nd of September, but now it's late night, and I figured I'd come back and sew all the pieces that were left over from earlier's cut and make another little baby quilt with them, little whatever, just because I can. And I still have a migraine, but I can't sit still. I'm at some weird sensation. I cannot sit still, so I need to do something, and this is what I have here to do. So don't forget, if you are new to my channel, head down there, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, get notifications when I'm live and our post videos, as well as don't forget to like them. Lots of likes, guys. Likes them. Liking my videos helps them be generated in previews for other things, as well as share them if you want to share them. And also in the description below is links to all my social media. You can contact me. I love chatting. I'm a very happy-go-lucky, chatty type person. So anybody who wants to chit-chat and stuff like that, there's links also to social media. Be my friend, join the group, all those kind of things. Have fun with it. So let's see who's here. Hi, Janet. I'm just going to sew. So I put, there just so happens to be 4 in each. Yeah, it turned out like perfect to make 8 fat quarters turn into 2 little baby quilts. Look at that. So there's 4 with 4 10-inch strips. They obviously, when these are sewn together in the order that I have them laid here, will become 9.5 inches. So we'll just trim off a 1/2 inch off of the edge of each single piece and then sew them together. But I'm just going to do it like a little mini rail fence. So if you don't know what that is, that's sewing 3 or 4 pieces, some I've seen 3, some I've seen 4 pieces together to create a width and a length of the same size, and then you just rotate them, rotate the next row, rotate the next row, one sideways, one up. There's no seams to match except for matching the rows. So hi, Michelle. So I'm going to sew these together, and I kind of put them in groups to see how much I had, but I'm going to actually chain piece all these pieces to make it easier so that I'm just sewing. So I'm just going to separate them all because I know that these 2 all get sewn together. I'm just going to sew them in stacks of 2, and then these 2 will get sewn together. So I'm just going to make 2 stacks and sew them all the way through, and then sew the 2 different colors together. Hopefully this time everything will stay in order instead of something getting messed up. So for those of you who don't know, what I'm going to do is a rail fence. And you'll see what it looks like. And it's just going to be a little baby thing. Just for fun. Why? Because I can. So we could chit-chat while we're all here. And I'm dealing with my brain issues as well as sewing. Hanging out. Giving you guys inspiration and a second Sew Sunday. Look at that. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Vicki. How my chair got moved, I don't know. Seems like every time I sit here, either the sewing machine has been moved or my chair has been moved, but I didn't move it the last time I was in here. So I'm going to start sewing these together in just the groups of 2 and chain piecing, which is keeping everything connected for those of you who are new to quilting. I'm going to chain piece them, keeping them together, and keeping them on the machine with a 1/4 inch seam. I'm just going to right sides together this whole pile, and I'll do it with the other one without taking anything off the machine, unless I run out of thread, obviously. And these are all 10 inches. They will need to be cut down, but for now we're just going to sew them together. Got real cold here. Cold there. How cold is it, Vicki? Winter's starting for other people and fall has begun here. It's been actually nice in the middle of the night and first thing in the morning here. Surprisingly. So it'd be really nice for Halloween and Thanksgiving and Can't forget the quilt show. That's before Thanksgiving. I'm hoping, I know I have this feeling that I'm not going to be able to enter because I'm not going to have the quilt done in time. And it seems as if I can't enter the big one, why should I enter any other? I could wait till the next one, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. I'm hoping to get it done, but I don't feel like standing outside right now long arming. That's why I'm doing this instead. Because standing outside just, I have really sharp pains in my head, and I don't want to just stand there and tip my head down like this while focusing, and I need to focus, so without messing things up. But for those of you who have been paying attention to my quilting of that, I have barely made it to the halfway point of that quilt. That big, huge Mariner star. I am now in the halfway point. So there's a lot to do quilting-wise left on it. But it's getting there. I have all day tomorrow with no kids, so if I feel good tomorrow, I will go out there and do it tomorrow. All day. Just off and on, obviously. Take breaks and stuff, but I will just go out there and quilt. Let's see. No, I was watching Animal Farm. Northland 52. Still in the high 80s for Pamela. Woohoo. Send the heat up here. It's not really, it's been like 76-ish. 76, 78, somewhere in between there. Which for us is cooler. Obviously, where we live at least, that's considered cooler weather. She shows something called sticker something. You put it on your hands to quilt with. What? Who are you talking about, Michelle? What are you talking about? Are you talking about a video? Break from today myself. I'm going on and overdid it on all the feathers. That was a lot of feathers, Janet. Definitely. My thing is taking a break because I have to concentrate on the ruler work, and I'm trying to work in fullness. Even though I starched the crap out of that quilt, there's still a lot of fullness because of the center being curved piecing mixed with squares. You know, the whole thing is a little bit on the, it never lays flat, just like any regular Lone Star quilt. It doesn't always lay flat. So, although surprisingly, my last Lone Star that I just did, and I'll show you guys in a second when I go to iron, just remind me. I'll show you my last Lone Star. It laid perfectly flat. I think it was the flattest Lone Star I've ever made, and I've made a few to date because, like I said, I like working with diamonds, so Lone Stars is kind of one of my things to make, and all sorts of any kind of 8-pointed star type project. So after I run all these through, then I'll show you guys because it's just sitting over there. Okay, hold on, take a break. Overdid it. The Cuba build instead of the humidity. Yes, Tiffany, it's used instead of gloves. Interesting. The entire reason I have yet to long on my Judy Meyer Lone Star. Oh, because you're afraid of the fullness that's going to happen in the center of it. It happens. It's not, I don't know. It's probably just because of all the seams that come into it and so on. It just ends up puckering. But when you mix curved seams with straight seams, it becomes very, very puckery. So I have to work it in while I go and folding things down as I go too, so that when I'm working it in the fullness. It's hard to explain. I have to explain to people who don't long arm. One of these days when I can finally YouTube from any device to show long arming videos, I could show people how to work fullness, and that's in the center, as opposed to not only having fullness and borders. A lot of people, long armers especially, end up with quilts to do that have fullness and borders. And it's not anybody's fault. It's not that you're a horrible piecer, you know. It just means you didn't attach your borders correctly, or it was too big, or you held it up so many times that you stretched it out or something. So I mean, all sorts of reasons. But when it comes to Lone Stars and curved piecing in the center and really fancy type quilts, you're going to end up with some kind of puckering and or bowing in the center of a quilt, and you have to learn how to work it in. So one of these days I could show you guys. I learned it pretty quick with the puckering and folding and how to make things work and add new seams to things, you know, where there wasn't a seam, there will be a seam kind of thing, but it looks blended correctly, if that makes any sense. So I don't ever mind when I've quilted things that have any kind of bowing or anything, because I can work it in. But if it's too horrible and you need to take something apart, then that means you got to change the way you're doing something. But it happens. And there's lots of long arm YouTubers that explain it, the process of it, but I can do it too when I finally can make videos out there. I can actually purposely make a quilt that's really messed up just to show you guys, or grab from one of my piles of quilt tops that's probably horrible when I first started and I haven't done anything with them yet. They're just sitting in a pile. Northern Upper Michigan. It doesn't leave residue. You have a lot of feathers. Pam, I know what you're talking about. Pam, I haven't heard of it. What was a question? That was a question. Oh. I think you guys are talking amongst each other, so that's why I'm not sure what you're talking about. But that's fine. I figured a second Sew Sunday being on here helps for those that missed the first one. Except I'm making a totally separate project from the same fabric. But it's something simple. What I did earlier was fun. And I think that I want to do it again, but take 16 10-inch squares of all different colors. I think that's going to be the key to what I made. And make, say, 4 blocks instead, like that. So probably turn from a layer cake, you know, make 4 blocks and make a bigger lap quilt with 4 blocks made the same exact way that I did earlier's video. I think that would be cool. But have all the blocks be different. If that makes any sense. And then it'll make an even bigger square. Once I make one, I think it's just these fabric choices, obviously, but I think once I make one thing, sometimes I'm like, what would it look like if I did it, you know, a different way? So that's what I'm going to do, is make it a different way, probably. Yeah, I think it would, Janet. I think it would be cool to make it in all sorts of different colors, 16 different prints. That way when it lines up that I won't have the same color matching another color, but it'll still create the half square triangle and big and small like it made, looking like a border. And I'll hold that up in a minute too as well, so that I could show. Okay, so now I'm going to take this top piece. I know you guys think I'm really weird for doing this, but I'm going to find this other top piece wherever it may be. Aha. Now I'm going to put these both in my hand and the rest in my lap. This is the fun part about chain piecing rail fence blocks. If you're not using it by doing with strips and then cutting squares from the strip sets, this is the other way to do it. I guess it doesn't matter which way they go because it doesn't matter the order as long as that white ends up in the middle. Now I'm just going to keep them all together and chain piece this whole thing until I get to the end. So I'm just taking the two pieces, opening them up on top of each other. Not really even pressing. I kind of finger pressed that first one. But each time this other pink should land on the one side. I'm all about the different ways that you can piece things by just sitting here and not having to move and get up and press constantly, and you know. So I'm just keeping it all together because I'm, guess what you would call a lazy quilter. So I'm just opening the bottom one first, taking the top one, opening it up, keeping them right sides together, just laying them on top of each other and sewing. Everything is all still hooked. Making it easier to not have to get up and do anything else but sew. Did you, Janet? Yeah, you know, especially with when you're making multiple blocks of the same block over and over and over again and into 9-patch style blocks, even if it's more than a 9-patch, the constant chain piecing, you just make a stack. If the blocks are all exactly the same, but say different colors, you just mix them all up, lay them out, and so all the top row, the next row, and the next row, and just keeping it in order the whole entire time. You never have to leave your seat because everything is stacked right here, and then you take your chain piecing to chain pressing and then press all that over and over again. If you got to sew more, come back to your spot, chain piece some more, chain press that. I don't know, for some reason to me it seems like not only does it save time, but it saves stress and energy on bodies, especially like with me. I have MS and all sorts of issues, like I have a plethora of problems, so it really helps to be able to just kind of just sit here and let it flow. And I don't like, personally, I don't like to have to get up and stop what I'm doing. When I start and I get into a good flow, I like to just sit here and stay in that flow. So that's why I chain piece the way I do. And it took a while before I got the right method to my madness of chain piecing. But if everything's laid a specific way and in a specific order when you go to do things and sew things, then it should all come out correctly every time. I think it works. Just like my storage, it's not really in a specific order, everything, but it helps me find things easier, making the whole process of everything that we do easier. Lickety stick. I thought it was a dog treat. Are you talking about those glove things again? It's called Mickey stick. No, licky stick. Interesting. I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never done that. It's crazy how much it helped to not start and stop. It was so simple to pick up the technique. Yeah, it's not that hard. It's especially fun with my 25 patch blocks, which I will eventually get back to, by the way, for anybody that's been wondering why you haven't seen 25 patch block regular videos. I've just been so worried about getting things done for the quilt show that I have not been doing anything. Plus, I got all the paperwork I need to write a book, and I'm like thinking, okay, what do I do? Should I not do them anymore? Should I? I don't know. If I write a book, at least it'll be down on paper, so I don't know. I can just keep doing them for now. But right now, I've been so busy that other projects kind of been like getting neglected. I have so much that I should have done, but I don't have done. Which kind of sucks, but I'll get it all done eventually. Maybe it's deadlines. I'm not good with deadlines. Kind of like this order better than the other order, so I'm glad that I just kept going. It doesn't matter because either way, I'm making something and you'll see what I'm making as soon as I... And I'm going to press before I trim. As soon as I finish it, it should all look about the same. Every block lines up with another block, blah, blah, blah. Coming to the end, and then I can tear them apart and snip them apart, not tear them apart, and get to the next step, which is pressing. And then we'll trim. But while I'm over there pressing, I'll pull out the projects and show everyone. All right, last one. I'm pretty sure making these in strips will probably be actually faster, maybe. I'm not sure. Doing it the strip piece method if you're using a jelly roll. Okay. I'm going to start by trimming this last end piece because that way they're not stuck together. There's 3 strings on each one of these. That's why I'm using my scissors instead of my handy dandy strip piecing or chain piecing little gadget from Michelle. All right. Oops, that goes here. Instead of wearing gloves. Interesting, interesting. All right, I'm going to turn the camera. First, I'm going to turn it this way. So for those that are watching this video and not the other one, this is what I made in the last Sew Sunday video, where I took 16 10-inch squares, cut them and, folded it, cut it a certain way, and then folded it again and cut it again. So that was earlier. And then talking about puckering, I don't know how many YouTubers see compared to group people. I know that there's a lot of you guys in the group, but this is the Lone Star that I'm talking about, that I quilted and tried to, I had no puckering. It laid super flat. Like, this is the flattest one I've ever done. And this one's backing just because I know some people haven't seen it. This is the one I put together in a day because I got bored. It has little cherubs on it. It's so cute. So yeah, I had made this. I think I recorded that I was putting it together. I might have just took pictures though. Here's sideways so you can see the whole thing. But yeah, it turned out so flat. And I know that folding it in half like this is not actually good, especially for Lone Star quilts. Folding it in half, it's going to create a new fold permanently in the center, but it's just temporarily being folded out of the way. So just so that you guys know, there's special ways to fold larger quilts as well. So, and then earlier I mentioned that I had already done the cutting thing before with 8 fat quarters. Well, this is what I made the other day when I had the idea to chop up 8 fat quarters. This is what I made with the other bundle that I had. It's long and skinny. It's definitely weird looking. So I was just messing around, but these are the fabrics that are in it. It's just 4 different fabrics: the white, the green, the pink, and then the paisleys. I don't know. again, just another little small project. And if I did cut it in half, it would make 2 baby quilts like what I'm making now. So technically, I'm just doing the same thing, but a different style. This was straight cuts, and that one will be, the other one was on the diagonal. So let's press these real quick. All right, I'm just gonna press them all the same direction. So it seems like they all want to lay this way. So I'm just gonna use my fingers to flatten it out. I'm just gonna press them all exactly the same. And we'll trim them. So I'll have a little strip off the end of all of them, but see what I mean about this being crap fabric? I give it some steam and it decides it wants to leave my pressing area. All right. I guess I'm still standing with my neck facing down no matter what I do. Sometimes when I have a migraine, it starts hurting my neck as well. And I had to put my hair up because it keeps landing in my face and my bangs are barely long enough to sit behind my ear. I'll just do it like this. Make it go faster. So this is just what rail fence blocks would look like. And I'll trim them all down, and then I'll lay one way, one the other way. Right now they're not exactly square. They're more rectangular than anything. So we want them to lay flat, at least as flat as possible. I'm like making myself such a huge pile of things I can quilt. I'm like literally going overboard with all the things. Could you imagine if I made a quilt a week though in videos? I mean, I could show you guys all the blocks you want, but I still have to put them into something, and I can't just make one. I would have that closet would be filled with quilts because I can't quilt as much as I can actually piece. It's the only thing about my channel why I wanted to be able to do the videos on how to put things together and on how to long arm the things that I put together. But since I can only long arm in the wintertime, it makes it kind of challenging to be able to show you guys both things. You know, so now when it comes to long arming, I have to actually go outside, and you'll have to remember back, and I'll have to put a link in the videos of, remember when I pieced this together? Well, now this is how I'm quilting it videos, you know? All right, almost done, and we'll trim them up. And I'm just going to grab a big square ruler to trim them. It should all be exactly the same size right now. I'm going to trim them all down to the same size. I can even stack them all up. They were 10-inch strips, and they're 2.5-inch wide. And now we're missing seams. So I think they're like 9 inches, 9.5, something like that. It could be 8.5 for all I know, which is probably what they are, because I cannot do math just in my head like that. The lotion stuff I used was called Magic Love in a Bottle. Have it on your long arm caddy. Interesting. All right, let's see. Let's grab the 8.5-inch ruler because I'm pretty sure that's what it's going to be. Yep, 8.5. All right. So I'm just going to trim all these down to 8.5 inches. Just going to take one side off, and I won't throw that away. I'll just put that in my scrap bin. So I'm just lining up the 8.5-inch ruler on one side, making sure that the top and bottom are aligned. I'm just cutting the one side off. And I'll do it 16 times, because that's all the blocks that I have, 16 of them. I could have just stacked them all together, knowing they were all going to be the exact same. Stay. This is actually probably one of the simplest, fastest, if you want to make a, full, big, huge quilt, is the rail fence. That'd be the fastest one that anybody, besides my 1 hour layer cake madness, that goes pretty darn fast too. But if you use a jelly roll to make a rail fence, then it goes pretty quick. I actually made the rail fence star, the Missouri Star Quilt Company, except I changed things up and did my own thing with it. And it came out pretty darn cool, but I should have used a higher contrasting color with it, because my color wasn't as contrasting as I would have hoped. Ugh, can't get the word out. And yeah, but I did that a long time ago, somewhere around here, in my pile of quilts. It's done and quilted too. It's got, I think I quilted flowers all over it or something. I did it on my old frame. 3 more. So I have a bunch of little pieces, and actually these little pieces would come in handy for a, what is it called? A flange binding. The little pieces, sew them all end to end, and use them as the smaller cut for the flange on flange binding. That would actually be really cool. Because I think one cut is 1 1/4 or 1.5, and the other one is 1 1/4. So I would use it for the small part. That would be the flange. So it's a good idea to do with pieces that you got to cut little things like this off of. So I'm just going to throw that down on the floor with my other stack of, maybe I'll use it later. And I'm going to lay this out real quick for you guys to see what a rail fence looks like. So let's lay that way up here. So one goes one way. For those that are newbies, then you would put one the next way. Then you would take up one way. I'm gonna make it taper. It's not looking like that. And one the next way. Oops, I put it that way. This one would go up and down this way. And this one will go side to side, which would be this way. Aha. And this one will go that way. No, that way. And this one. Yep, that way. I like when I say this way, that way. I'm probably confusing the heck out of you guys. Sideways. Up and down. I think that's what I'm doing wrong. Sideways. Up and down. I think that's what I did wrong. This one will be long and skinny. What did I do wrong? Let's see. Let that come down on this side. Put that on the top. Let's come down on this side. Here we go. Let's try it this way. Put that down on this side. Like that. And then on the bottom. No, on the top. No, on the bottom. Bottom. How was I doing it? It looks stupid when they all come together like that. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I want to move them around again. I look at it and think something different. Put it on the top. No, that looks dumb too. See, because that don't match like that. Looks retarded. So that's up to the side. Let's do it again that way. Up and to this side. Let's try that again. So this time it would go on this side with this up. And it would go this side and that facing up. I'm using this striped one as the thing. So now it would be stripe up, stripe to the side, stripe up, stripe to this side. Here we go. Like that? Sure, why not? This one's going to be skinnier. Start up here. Actually, yeah, that's what I'll do because it's in that way. Okay. Bring it down towards me. All right. So I'm just going to start sewing these two together without getting things mixed up and out of order. Hi, Lovey. Now this one. Keeping everything nice and lined. There's no seams. I'm just making sure that the seams stay folded down. So here's row 1, exactly where it needs to be. Don't let me flip anything around, because then I'll just get myself all messed up again like I did earlier. Hi, Christine. This one. Now to keep from messing anything up, I'm going to hook these two together and sew down the side so that I don't mess anything up. I don't know how I did what I did earlier, but I did. How I do what I do, but I did. Only seams to nest are the ones of the joining of the two blocks, which makes this project all the more easier. Shredding tangles. That's what you guys see me plucking out, is the shredding of the fabric. This shreds easier than any fabric I have ever gotten or used. Like, this is very shreddy fabric. It's also messy too, like all over me earlier. down that way. Look at that. So that's how it's going to go. So now let's sew the next row. Sew something. Go sew something then, Michelle. I'm not stopping you. And you can still watch while you sew. Okay, to keep it all together, just gonna put it where it's supposed to be. Yep. Sew down that side, and then we'll sew that last row, which is way over there now, but I'm gonna keep it all together. Nesting the seams. Look underneath. Okay, I have it facing up. Okay, I was doing it correctly. Another reason why I don't press till the end. I don't have to get up and make sure. I just sit here and look. Hi, Abby. Look at that. All you guys joining. Aren't you glad I came back for a second? Okay, since I had this over there, that means this just lays back right here. Do this last one. And this one will be a rectangle, not a square, but it's still got 2 things out of 8 fat quarters. They're both baby size, but hey, I think that's okay. Cutting out a quick quilt hunter star, confetti star, IQ quilt hunter star. Janet, have you seen my hunter star with a layer cake? I did a hunter star layer cake made out of a layer cake video. It's actually laying right there, my hunter star. On my pile, it's at the top of the pile because it was just shown to a potential purchaser. All right, so this goes this way. Make sure. Yep, that's the way I have it. And put it together. And then I'll have a little quilt that I can do something with. And even if it's not used for a baby, it works for baby dolls. It's kind of big for a baby doll, but it's just fun, made out of the leftover of whatever I was making the first time. It's down now. Gives me something to do. Hold on. I'm very glad because I had to stop watching earlier video because Mr. G was hungry. Ew. I got some help clearing out your old sewing room so you can get home some sewing done. Your new space is on hold till you can get work on the sheetrock. Oh, so is your new space being rebuilt or something? Or is it like had to be added to or something like that, Aunt B? Ends together. I'm trying to fold all those seams the way that they were pressed. All right, so now I have a little project. I'll show you the quilt right now. Let me turn the camera. That way you know what it would look like made with 10-inch squares. This is a Hunter Star, which is heavily quilted, very, very heavily quilted. And this is made with, oh, and there's feathers around the edge. So this is a Hunter Star made from 10-inch squares. I have a video on how to make this. My husband didn't like this color. If any of you remember from the original video, he did not like this yellow. He was like, why would you be using the color butter? What can you make with that? And I made this and he was like, oh, really? Wow. So that's that. So that's from 10-inch squares on the back on this one. I had fun with the back on this one. It's two different, well, technically three different motif prints. And I just offset them over and over and over again. So yeah, this is my Hunter Star, which is collecting all the thread in this room. Yeah, I'll show you the quilting one more time. I can hold it super close. So some blocks are quilted with the lines, and then in every single one of these, they're quilted around, and then these ones are quilted like the cathedral window, which is typically what I do with diamonds, actually, is this right here. So yeah, this one, let me tell you. And then it has the borders with the feathers. With veins, I put the veins in the feathers to make it more, I don't know, it just makes it look better, I guess. Well, then make one, Janet. Okay, so let's press this little thing and then I'll show you. Well, actually, you can see it right here. I'm going to press it from the back though, so that all these seams go the way that I need them to go, where they want to go. Come on, speak to me. I was hoping it would start making that bubbling sound that it makes. That sound right there. So now I make you want to look at, I'll have to put the link to the video in the group, in the Facebook group, because it's far back in my screen on my tablet, or on my tablet and on my cell phone only goes back a year. You can't go back further than a year of videos. But it should have a picture of the Hunter Star as the main picture for the video. So now that you saw it, you know what it looks like, so you know what to look for if you're just going to go look for the video. But that's made with 10-inch squares. Okay, let's press the top of this little thing. So cute. And I could have made it into a table runner by just taking two and these two and putting them on the ends more. But I don't really know who would want a pink table runner, honestly. This is not seasonal of any kind, so it's just a little kid one. And it turned out, where is the black and blue quilt with the 8-point star? Black and blue. That one is the one that my aunt got. All right, this is 33. Well, technically it's not 33. Technically it's 32 3/4. I just say 33 by 24 1/2. Sure that wasn't a half, Tiffy? Look again. Oh, maybe that is. On the end. 32 1/2, pretty much. Okay, not 3/4. And 24 1/2 is this little And I'll hold it up. It makes a cute little girl blanket, yes. So there that is. It kind of did what I wanted it to do with that whole thing, making it go here, down, here, down. But this is just a rail fence, so. It makes a great migraine cover. Ready? I have a headache. I don't want to see lights. Ah, much better. All right, so now that Ghostly Tiffy is here, let's turn this back around. I'm probably covered in thread now. I know, I'm silly, right? All right, what are you asking for? Okay, you asked about the one that my aunt has, yeah. Exactly. Okay, thank you, Michelle, for putting that down. I guess I can actually show you guys a few more because they're like literally right there. Done ones that I've done in videos. If you remember this, some of you remember this. This is an on point little star quilt. I'm holding it sideways, by the way. This was scraps left over from 2 different projects. And it's quilted on around the border with cross hatching. And I actually used 2 different thread colors because on the back, you can see the cross hatching in black all the way around. And then in the middle, you see white thread with the other parts. So here's one that's in a tutorial. A lot of my tutorial ones, I don't have all of them anymore, but this is a little tutorial. And then what else do we have that was a tutorial here? For ideas, guys, for ideas. I think I made a video quilting this one. This one's called Icy Spots. I don't think I made a video making it, but I did make a video quilting it. It's literally polka dot fabric, polka dot binding, and then the big, I forgot what they're called. They're supposed to be yo-yos, but instead of using them as yo-yos, I put them on here, and then I quilted swirls around them. Inside, all of them have their own little swirl. And then even quilting in the background is little circles. And then the back is, wait, more polka dots. So this one is, I called it Icy Spots, and it literally speaks for itself because it's all spots. Sometimes you have fabric and you're like, what do you do with it? And yeah, that's what I do. I do a lot of videos when I use my scraps from quilts. And here was another one, just like the one that's on the wall back there. That one is scraps too from another project. So here is scraps from another project. And it's quilted with clamshells on the outside. Don't ask me why I did that, but I thought it looked cool. And then inside here, let's see if I can hold it at an angle. All these go around and it's echoed. And then there's ribbon candy around this, but from the back, you can actually see it better. Doesn't that look so cool? Yes, I made a video of it being quilted. I think I actually in the beginning have the videos of putting these little things together. So here's an idea for scraps with lots of gingham. This one is Charm Slice. This was one of the first patterns that I actually gave you guys a pattern for in the beginning. When I first came into this room. So it looks like coding, but It's called Charm Slice because it was made with a charm pack. And I'll hold it up close so you can see my quilting. So this one has a mixture of feathers and swirls and paisleys and echoed feathers. It's a little bit of everything. This is what I call Tiffany Gone Wild quilting. So there's feathers throughout the whole thing. So you can see that. And then it has a flannel baby Curious George on the back, as well as a quilt tag. I do my corner tags. My hand can go in there if it didn't have a pin of the size that's on it. But so this one's called Charm Slice. This isn't a video. It's an older video. And it's just made with a charm pack. I don't know where the video is for this. I think I got copyright kicked off, but there is a video for this one, Michelle's fabrics, for my birthday last year. And right away, I chopped them up and made this. So this, it might still be there, the video, but I remember getting, and I'm pretty sure, Michelle, you remember, I got copyrighted for it because I had my radio playing in the background, and which is a public radio. And this one's the back, is all this fabric, and that's what it looks like. I just did simple stitch and a ditch on this one with just a little bit of highlighting around in the blocks. So this one came out really cool. It's grays and pinks and blues. And it's pretty big, so when it's on the floor, it covers me. Some of my video ones are in my room, and I'm not going to go get them because they're in my bedroom. But this is one called Flying Home that I did, and this is the back so far. So there is a video for this. I designed this one. This is the one I want to take to Quilt Show. I even picked all the fabrics out myself from my jelly roll stash for this one. But it's called Flying Home. It's completely square. It's a big square. I'll bring it up close. Here's one block. One block is not the border, obviously. One block is here down to that other white line. So again, the video is in my video list, and it's called Flying Home. It might say new pattern release or something, but it says Flying Home. So it's this. And then here's the quilting on this one. This one again is all swirl. I love to swirl paisley feather, you know. You can see all the different stuff. This is me gone wild. I have fun with it when I do it. I just turn everything, you know, the music on really loud and just have fun. And then the back of this one is the same kind of concept as that other one. I love doing this to quilts, except this one has the white in between, and it didn't actually end up center. I tried lining it up center, but it ended up getting an end cut off. So yeah, you can see the quilting really nicely on the back. Look at that one. I love it. I think they look so cool. And yes, this is all free motion quilting on the long arm. I don't have computer. Well, technically it's ran from a tablet, but my tablet's dead right now anyway. And I still haven't got my new one. It didn't come this week, which was weird. The lady called me and said, did it come? She said she was getting a hold of the company that's sending it out. So yeah. But this one's called Flying Home. And I quilt everything just my way. This one also has a video. It's a square and a square. You'll know you're in the right video when you go to my videos, and it's me in my bedroom with my bed behind me and another project laying on the bed. So this is this. a very, very bright and cheery quilt. And again, all this fabric is this fabric's leftovers. So all the little pieces in this, I don't know how well you can see them, but there's really small pieces. You can see those little colors throughout here. Those little pieces are the cut-offs from making the square in a square. This one was quilted with a variegated thread. Again, spirals. Lots and lots and lots of spirals. This one's all spirals, though. All spirals. It was to break up the fact that it's made with squares. And then you can see the variegated thread better from the back. See how it changes colors? Look at that. So it's quilted with a variegated cotton thread. And you can even see how it fills in. You know, it's really heavily quilted. Really, really heavily quilted. And this one is also bordered. Like when I don't have enough fabric, you know, I center things by bordering them. So there's that one. And then this one has like a chevron on the back, and it's also bordered. And some of these have different tags on them. This one doesn't have a tag, but that one does. I put edge tags. And then that one, this one is made in a video and quilted in a video as well. I think I did the quilting in like a full video, I think on Facebook though. Michelle, did I do it on Facebook, that one? You remember because you call that one your quilt. This one is not in a tutorial, but I probably quilted it in a quilting thing. And I'm holding it sideways, but you get the picture. So the quilting was done on a video, but this was made separately. And the quilting is flower, leafy looking things, which was done in a video. So I show how to do these in a video. And I don't remember if it's actually on YouTube or Facebook. It might be on YouTube though. I have no idea. And then the back on this one has, this is using a cotton sheet. This is a sheet on this one. Cotton sheets can be utilized and it makes them a lot more softer because cotton sheets are used. Therefore they're more flowy. I guess that's the word for it. And then, like I said, there's more in my room, in my bedroom. There's other ones from videos that are just not quilted yet, but those are all the ones that are finished and they're kind of stacked. There's more stacked in here, but they weren't from videos. They're from even before I started doing videos. Like this one is from before I started doing videos. I wanted to give this one to my brother, but I ended up making something else for my brother. I like this one. And this is just a jelly roll. I think this might be two jelly rolls. I'm not sure. It's probably just one though. But this one's just quilted in an overall. It's got piano key border, funkiness on the edges, which kind of highlight this. Just, I guess, I don't know what that's called. Nothing in this border to keep the puff. And then just an overall meander. And not computerized. Again, this was quilted on the other machine when I had my old one. So I was only able to do like this much at a time in the throat space. But I'm pretty consistent with it. I don't know. I guess I've developed a consistency to my madness. So you can see it's pretty consistent. And it's a pinstripe fabric on the back. But I ended up making something else for my brother, which I might have done that one in a tutorial. I'm not sure. But this one's way older. I found out more of the colors my brother liked before, so that way he ended up with something more that I knew he would use. And then you guys saw the Hunter Star and the Lone Star. So that's all the quilts that I have in here. So yeah, that's everything that I have in here. And I'm done. So you guys got a little show and tell, as well as this is the little dinky thing. If anything, this would make a perfect diaper changing mat. So you like take it out and you lay, you know, those things in bathrooms for, they're always filthy. Other people change their babies on those fold down things in female bathrooms. If you have something like this on you at all times, it's just like quilt, overall heavy quilt it, you know, so that it lays flat, and put some really good batting in it and a really good backing. You just lay it on those things, because that's about how big this would be. You lay it on that thing, change your baby, and then fold this up and put it away. So you keep your baby nice and clean. Definitely a great idea. Love the greens. Yes. Wow. Prefer heavy quilting. Love those colors. Well, you guys got a little miniature. Oh, and here's another video one. One more. So this is a table runner. I don't know why some people are really confused with this one. Like, it confuses their eyes. I actually love it. So this one is a recent video within the last 6 months. Oh my God, hold on. I got to think of the name of it again. It's not written on here. Now I can't think of the name of the block. Michelle, do you remember? Since we talk about it all the time. What in the heck is it called? I don't know. It's a block. I taught the block. So here's another idea. And this one has that on the back. It's like a chicken and cow farm, which is what the front fabrics reminded me of, was farm type. You know, browns and greens. Now I can't remember the name. Oh well. So yeah, that's my room of junk. My big stack of quilts, which it's a good thing I took it out, because I made to put a hanging sleeve on one. So why can't I think of the name of that? Homespun. Homespun. That's what it's called. I remember the name of the block. So, okay. Anyway, guys, I'm glad you guys joined me for an later second Sew Sunday. And technically it's still Sunday for another 30 minutes, for me at least. I'm glad we all got to hang out. And for those of you who are new, watching this later, head down there, hit that subscribe button. A bell will, well, actually it's a notice that comes on. I had just subscribed to a channel the other day, and it actually pops up differently than it used to. So a little red thing will pop up. It says, would you like to get notifications? Adjust them here. And then you click on it, and it'll take you to a little page that adjusts the settings to get them either via email or a notification on YouTube or so on and so forth. So yeah, you can even get them text messaged to you. So just letting you guys know, there's lots of ways to get notifications, as well as like my videos and share my videos. And don't forget to look up the videos from the things I told you guys. For you, Janet, I'll share it in the group, though. I'll look down for the video for the Hunter Star so that you can see everyone else. Love you all. Thanks for joining. And I'm going to go sew some more stuff, I think. Or lay down and watch a movie. I don't know. I'll do something. So thanks, guys, for watching. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.